The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's been talking about Israel's air attack on Iran early on Saturday morning. Mr. Netanyahu said the attack was precise and powerful and achieved all of its objectives. Iran's supreme leader says the attack should not be downplayed or exaggerated. Echoing that stance, Iran's president said that Iran will respond with foresight and intelligence. Well, here's the latest from our Middle East regional editor, Sebastian Usher.
What Mr. Netanyahu said in what were his first public comments, his office had made statements, but these are his first comments in public about the Israeli attack on Iran. I mean, nothing I think that you wouldn't expect, essentially echoing what the Israeli military had said, that these were precise strikes, military targets were attacked, and that it was highly successful and highly effective. He did also have a few words for the Iranian people, saying that Israel's battle wasn't with them. I mean, there has been an effort by the Israeli government to try to separate its actions against the leadership of Iran and all that infrastructure and the people. I think the aim is to try to capitalize on the fact that within Iran, amongst many people, the Iranian authorities are not popular. We've seen mass protests over the past few years. So I think that's what he was trying to do with that. Just to say, at one of the events that he was speaking at, he was heckled quite strongly by people who were attending it, from families who had been involved in the attacks on October the 7th, Israeli families who had suffered from that. So that gives a sense still of the pressure, the tension and the dissent that there still is inside Israel itself. As for Iran, again, we're hearing the same messages from different levels of the leadership, which is really to be patient, that they're not going to do anything that quickly. What the supreme leader said essentially was that they will act in what they see as the best interests of the country. They have now asked for an emergency session of the UN Security Council to look at the Israeli attack. The Iranian foreign minister has said that Iran reserves the right to respond. I think whatever response comes will take its time, and we still have no idea whether it will raise the stakes in this escalation, direct escalation between Israel and Iran, or it will lower them. The thinking at the moment, again, from what we're hearing from Israeli leaders, from Iranian leaders, I do apologize, is that they are still not playing this down, but they're certainly not making the most of it that they could if they wanted to launch another big strike against Israel. I think that's where things are. But assessments have to be done on what the damage has been in Iran by Israel, by open sources, by intelligence analysts, and of course by Israel. If it emerges that real damage was done to Iran's military capability, obviously that would then add a bit more of urgency to Iran's sense that it must be seen to respond in an appropriate way.
Sebastian Usher in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, Israel has continued its aerial campaign in Lebanon, hitting parts of Beirut overnight. The Israeli military said it had killed 70 Hezbollah fighters and struck 120 targets in southern Lebanon, including what it called weapons factories and storage facilities used by the group. Elsewhere in Lebanon, authorities say an Israeli airstrike has killed at least 8 people in Sidon. More than 10 were injured. Our reporter Nawal Al-Maghafi was in the area when it happened.
We're just here outside Sidon's main hospital, and we've heard an attack. It's about 500 meters away, and you can see now ambulances bringing in some of the injured from there. We've been told it happened around Sidon's main city centre. You can hear the ambulances just now all rushing in. We're just getting out of their way. We were told it happened in Sidon's main city centre, and we were there a few days ago. It's a really congested part of town.
Nawal Al-Maghafi in Lebanon. Well, as Israel's bombardment of Lebanon continues, the death toll is soaring. Around 2,000 people have been killed in the past 5 weeks, and more than 1 million have been driven from their homes. The Israeli Defense Forces says it's operating against the Hezbollah terrorist organisation, not the Lebanese people. But the US has said that civilian casualties have been far too high. Our senior international correspondent Orla Guerin reports from Beirut about one civilian victim, a 2-year-old girl called Ivana, who was badly wounded in the south. You may find Orla's report distressing to watch.
Too small for the bed, too young for such pain. This is Ivana Skaiki. She has third-degree burns on almost half her body. Her father, Mohammed, tries to comfort her. This was Ivana before the Israeli airstrike, playing happily in a home video. Her father says she looked like this, a normal baby. Then the attack came on September 23rd, without warning. All of her was black, he says. Because of the missile dust. I carried her. Something in the house was exploding. The ceiling was falling. I didn't know what was happening. This is their village in southern Lebanon. And on the right, the family home. They had packed the car to flee, but Israel hit first. Ivana was playing on the balcony when a missile landed. Israel says it's targeting Hezbollah, not the Lebanese people. Her 7-year-old sister Rahaf also injured. She's now out of hospital, but both girls may carry their trauma through life. Ivana is in the burns unit of the Jatawi hospital in Beirut. Every day they get calls asking them to take more patients. They only have room for the worst cases. 11-year-old Mohammed is now stable. He keeps track of the war from his hospital bed. The Israeli strike that burnt him flattened a multi-story apartment block. The health system here is under massive pressure and under attack. Ambulances have been hit. Paramedics have been killed. Doctors like Ziad Sleiman take hope from patients like Ivana.
She's so cute, so nice, so brave. When changing the dressing, she does not shout. She looks at everybody, so she sees everybody. And I think she knows everything. She's so small. She's so cute.
She's strong.
She's strong. She's so strong. She's so strong. So cute, so small, but so strong. So strong.
So strong, the doctor says, that she'll be discharged in about 10 days' time. But the airstrikes continue, and Ivana will remain at risk, like children across Lebanon. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Beirut.